So I'm seeing this weird fucking thing. And I know exactly what to make of it. I don't want to say I don't know what to make of it. I know exactly what to make of it. I don't like it. This is going to lead down a path that is going to get me into a lot of trouble if it ever crosses my way. I'm seeing a lot of people kneeling. When Colin Kaepernick knelt for the national anthem, he was kneeling in defiance of something. The tradition is you stand and address the flag. He decided to kneel in defiance of that. I can deal with kneeling in defiance of something. I can respect that. But I see all these people at protests and they're all kneeling. And I have to be kind of caught up in the spirit of it. For better or for worse. I see these people kneeling in the protest. And I'm kind of like, alright. You know, they're kind of kneeling in solidarity. The kneeling thing has become like a symbol of the movement or whatever. So I'm like, alright, yeah, okay. Like, we're getting into an area where it's like, it's getting weird, but I can still like rationalize it and be like, meh. And then I see Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and other people doing their kneeling with their moment of silence. And they're wearing these like traditional African scarves, and I'm just like, oh my Christ. Like, black people in the audience, those of you who are there, please tell me what you think of that. Like, is that not the most pandering ass fucking thing you've ever seen in your life? Those people don't fucking care. They want you to think that they care. Y'all remember when Obama became president? That first time? Oh, the energy and just society, just the energy and the hopefulness. Ah, it was palpable. And then slowly black people began to realize this guy isn't really going to do anything. And he didn't really do anything. Let's be honest. Yeah. What did he really do? How was your life so much better after Obama? Was it really? Because I remember a lot of black people that were very fucking disappointed. Like, I remember hearing those stories a lot. And I was kind of like, it's a politician, dude. Like, he sold you on, I'm black. Which makes me just like you. Which means I'm going to do everything for you, buddy. Right? He sold you. I'm like you. And you bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. He used his blackness to get your vote. And he used white people's guilt to get their vote. Remember the whole thing, if you don't vote for Obama, clearly you're racist? That was the thing that was going around. Right? So it's like, alright. He sold that bullshit. People bought it. And I'm looking at Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in their traditional African scarves. And I'm like, how many of you were born in Africa? How many of you see that and go, oh yeah, they're talking about me? Like, come on! How does anybody not look at that and go, these pandering ass pussy motherfuckers? And then I started to see like interviews with people, rioters. Call it for what it is. They're rioters. They're rioting. Rioters. I'm seeing these rioters talking about how if our demands are not met, we're going to continue to burn cities. In fact, we're going to start moving into the suburbs. And I'm like, well, that's some fucking bullying ass shit. And I don't like bullying. I hate bullies. I have an odd perspective on that. I think children that get bullied in school, we have to really figure out what kind of bullying is going on. I saw a girl get bullied at my school. And it was terrible. And I'll admit, at the time, I was a very popular guy. I probably could have weathered the storm of defending her. I could have. But I didn't. Because it just wasn't, at the time, it just wasn't worth it to me. I didn't care. I was a very apathetic child. I've grown into a very apathetic adult in a lot of ways. But I've changed in many ways too. And, yeah, I could have, I was a very popular guy. I could have fucking stopped the shit. Saw it every day, man. These people in this classroom, every fucking day, would hammer this chick. And because she was big, she was a very large gal, and she was kind of fucking slow. And she was just an easy fucking target. I never joined in, because there's no victory. Oh, you picked on the really fat, retarded chick. Wow, what a bad motherfucker you are. You made her cry again? Yeah, never seen that before. I watched it, man, every day. And honestly, if I'd have seen her come through the fucking school with an AK, I'd have fucking given her a thumbs up. I've been like, I get you. I totally understand, man. Like, I've been there. I've seen the effects of it. I hate bullies. As I grew into an adult and I got out into the real world and I realized that standing by and just watching that shit like everybody else doesn't really make you stand out. She stood out because she was the target. And 90% of us felt terrible about what we were watching and said fucking nothing. And 2 or 3 other kids stood out. They were the fuckheads that were making all of the rest of us feel bad for not saying anything. And as I became an adult, I realized I don't give a shit. Like, I would rather be, dude, standing up for the fat retarded shit. I'd rather be that guy than just be one of the mass amount of people just sat there and did nothing. I hate bullies. They make me feel bad for not kicking the shit out of them. And I hate that they make me feel like that. They take me to a very dark place. I hate bullies. And I read into the psychology of shit. I understand when I'm being bullied. Dude at work came by me every fucking day. He would walk behind my desk and he would punch the back of my chair. And the first time I kind of like looked up at him and he kind of went, and I went, alright. And I just continued to work, because I understand how to deal with bullies. Ignore them. Hopefully they go away. The next day, came up to me, hit my fucking chair. And I turned around and I said, dude, I said that it was funny the first time, I guess. And the second time now, there isn't going to be a fucking third. I said, do not ever do that shit again. And he went, alright, man, that's cool. I said, I'm fucking serious. Do not walk behind me and punch the back of my fucking chair. And he was like, alright. The next fucking day, he did it again. And he ran away giggling, and I said, no, get the fuck over here. And I just said, get the fuck over here right now, or I will come to you, and that will be worse. And he's like, oh shit. And he comes over, and I'm like, dude, that is like some bullying level shit, and I'm not fucking taking it. I said, I swear to Christ, I will throw you off one of these fucking docks and beat the ever-loving shit out of you. I don't care how old, because he's older, dude. I'm like, I don't give a fuck how old you are. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what that makes me look like. I will not be bullied. And he's like, holy shit. And, I mean, it ran up into a crescendo. Right? And now, I'll admit, I kind of bully that dude. But I do it with a laugh, and, you know, give me those ribs, you know, like I do it with a laugh. But he understands, and I love to constantly remind him that I don't like him. Because he's a bully. And I don't take that shit. But I'm happy to dish it out. Right? I don't like bullies. So when I see people doing interviews where they're saying we're going to come burn the suburbs next if you don't do what we want, I don't like that shit. Right? And then I'm hearing stories about there's videos out there of black people running up to white people and demanding that they kneel. If that becomes a trend, if that's not just a fucking joke or just a social experiment to see if it happened, if that becomes a thing, I'm not going to kneel for you. That ain't going to happen. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. If that becomes a thing, don't ever fucking think you're gonna see me do it. I don't give a shit.